You're watching South Asia Newsline and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 24th of July. PM Modi, UK Starmer sign landmark free trade deal. Pakistan PM Sharif says Islamabad ready to hold talks with New Delhi. And Bangladesh police arrest former Chief Justice. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday held bilateral talks with his British counterpart Keir Starmer as they arrived in the United Kingdom on a two-day official visit. The talks, which were held at Chequers, the county residence of British Prime Minister, expanded the bilateral ties in areas of defence, trade and technology, imparting a new momentum in the strategic ties between the two countries. One of the major outcomes of the visit was formalization of the landmark India-UK Free Trade Agreement. In presence of both leaders, India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and his British counterpart Jonathan Reynolds signed the FTA. The trade deal, which is forecast to boost bilateral trade by £25.5 billion annually, is both India's most comprehensive deal ever and the UK's most economically significant bilateral trade deal since leaving the EU. It significantly improves market access for businesses in both countries, leading to cheaper products and services for consumers, a statement by the British High Commission in India said. The Indian Prime Minister was scheduled to meet King Charles III later in the day. Following his engagements in UK, Indian Prime Minister will emplain for Maldives, where he will participate in the Independence Day celebrations as the guest of honor. The visit to Male marks a great milestone in bilateral ties after they deteriorated following President Muizzu's election, who campaigned on India Out pledge. Moving on, China has welcomed India's decision to resume issuing tourist visas to Chinese nationals after a 5-year pause, calling it a positive development. China's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guan Jiakun on Wednesday said facilitating cross-border travel is in the common interest of both nations. He added that China is willing to maintain communication and consultation with India to improve the convenience of bilateral people-to-people exchanges. India will restart issuing tourist visas to Chinese citizens from July 24th, the Indian embassy in Beijing confirmed. Ties between the two countries were severely strained after the 2020 military standoff in eastern Ladakh. In the aftermath, India imposed investment restrictions, banned Chinese apps, and curtailed travel. However, recent months have seen signs of a diplomatic thaw. Both sides have held multiple rounds of border talks and resumed limited military and diplomatic engagements. And as talks remain suspended between New Delhi and Islamabad, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Wednesday said Pakistan is willing to hold dialogues with India to resolve all outstanding issues. As per an official statement, Sharif made the remarks during his conversation with British High Commissioner Jane Marriott. During the conversation, Sharif thanked UK for de-escalation of tensions during the Pakistan-India standoff and added Pakistan is ready for a meaningful dialogue with India. Relations between New Delhi and Islamabad are at an all-time low after both countries clashed militarily following Indian actions on terror outfits across Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. India had also put the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance and slew off other diplomatic measures after the April 22 Pahalgam terror attack, as it accused Islamabad of abetting terror outfits for action in India's territories. New Delhi has maintained no dialogue will take place with Pakistan until it is ready to hand over the illegally occupied territory in Kashmir to India, in addition to addressing the issue of terrorism. Until the matter is addressed, India has warned it will keep the Indus Waters Treaty at abeyance, and if any attacks take place, it will not distinguish between the state institutions and terror outfits while taking action. And Pakistan and Bangladesh have agreed to allow visa-free entry for holders of diplomatic and official passports, media reports have suggested. The decision made during a meeting between Pakistan's Interior Minister Mohsin Naqvi and Bangladeshi counterpart Jahangir Alam Chaudhry in Dhaka marks a thaw in their historically tense relations. The two sides also discussed enhancing cooperation on internal security, police training, anti-narcotics, and counter-terrorism efforts. Relations between the two countries have improved under Bangladesh's current interim government. Reports suggest that a joint committee led by Pakistan's Interior Secretary Khurram Agha will further boost collaboration, and a high-level Bangladeshi delegation is expected to visit Islamabad soon. And a detective branch team of Bangladesh police arrested former Chief Justice ABM Khairul Haq on Thursday over allegations of corruption and altering judicial verdicts. Khairul, who served as Chief Justice from 2010 to 2011, is accused in 3 cases filed by Abdul Bari Bhuiyan, a former president of the Narayanganj District Bar Association, according to a report by BD News 24. The main complaint stems from a 2011 ruling in which Khairul declared the 13th Amendment to the Constitution as unconstitutional, ending the caretaker government system 13 years ago. Bhuiyan alleges Khairul altered the verdict and committed forgery. This development comes amid a broader crackdown by Bangladesh's interim government on former officials and political figures who served during ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's regime. Members of the Neva community in Nepal marked Ghanta Karna Chaturdashi on Wednesday by symbolically driving away evil and negativity. The rituals involve burning an effigy of the demon Ghanta Karna and cleaning the surroundings as a gesture of warding off ghosts and ushering in good fortune. Take a look.
The Neva community in Nepal's Kathmandu Valley welcomed the festive season on Wednesday by burning the figure representation of the demon deity called Ghanta Karna. On this day, a person is appointed, symbolizing the offspring of the demon, and asked to pay for his deeds. It is customary to drive out ghosts by burning torches day and night. In the evening, an idol of Ghanta Karna is dragged to a nearby river and burnt. It is customary to put a 3-legged or 5-legged fortified iron, brass or copper ring on the doorstep of the house after the bell has rung. Falling on the 3rd day of the Shravan month, which is also known as the Ghanta Karna Chaturdashi, this festival marks mythical demon Ghanta Karna's death. According to legends, the demon used to terrorize villagers and demanded ransom in form of money and other gifts. However, one day, a large number of frogs came to the village and began to croak near Ghanta Karna's place. The frogs swarmed around his head and he drowned to death, saving the villagers from the demon's wrath. This festival is also celebrated as a symbol of cleanliness, as the locals clear the garbage by calling it a ghost to get rid of it, cleaning and disposing it of in a systematic manner.
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.